I want to turn up my speakers, but I feel like they're up all the way. So you sat inside your car. I guess when we were at ours, I feel like people were like outside a lot. I need a spatula. I need a spatula and I probably need to preheat the oven. I'm not doing any like fancy designs. Did get someone head in a movie theater? The drive-in down the street from me was great for growing up. It closed. Sad. I've never given head at a movie theater. I've never even thought about it. I'm like not very into like PDA at all. I like personally, that's a problem. I feel like holding hands is like as far as I go. That's it. That's it for me. And I'm like, I'm good. Flexible silicone pencil and 1/3 of the whites. Okay. $3.25 for this movie, and I will watch it. That is also true. I'm usually also like I'm usually eating. Let's be honest. Let's be real. You know I'm gonna be eating for 95% of the movie. The other 5%, I'm gonna be peeing. Like I'm gonna be going to the bathroom. Like, let's be real. And anybody who doesn't believe me does not know me. Like, I'm gonna be eating the whole time. I'm gonna be like popcorn, candy, back to popcorn. And also I need a soda. I'm gonna consume so many calories during this movie, like I don't need dinner. Like, the popcorn is my dinner. Okay? Sleep at the movies drive me crazy. Wait, didn't you guys ever have people that would like check? Like, there would be people that would like have flashlights. I don't know what they were doing. They were probably looking for people like Daughter and Brenty. I don't know, because I was just minding my own business. I was about what's next. Actually, yes. That's true. But I've never fallen asleep at a movie theater either. Like, I can't do that. They check the thermostat. They're making sure everybody has a ticket. No, they're making sure everybody's over 18 for the rated R movie. I think that's what their excuse used to be. What did he do? I'd be like, why did you buy the small popcorn? Honestly, if I went on a date with somebody and they bought the small popcorn, I don't know if there'd be a second date. You know, like there's like the tiny baby one, and you're like, this is the worst value popcorn size. Worst value. I don't mind Raisinets though. Pour my Yeah, like Pickle wanted to go ice skating before our dinner. I was like, no, please change it. And then he did. Spends the most. Do you mind Raisinets? I don't think they're bad. They're like the only way I'll eat like a purple raisin. I like the golden raisins though. But I threw up purple raisins one time, hiking down to the stupid fucking Grand Canyon. Yeah. I had raisins and Kool-Aid. I threw that out because I had heat exhaustion and probably should have seen a doctor. I probably actually should have just like called for emergency evacuation. Oh, Pickle likes yogurt. Pickle loves yogurt stuff. She likes grape nuts. No. Why can't we butter our own popcorn? That's so true though. I've been to theaters where you can butter your own popcorn. It is a dangerous game. The best movie theater popcorn we ever had was at the drive-in. And, nobody was getting their dick sucked, so we were instead getting popcorn. Okay? And that was the best popcorn. It was so fucking good. We've never been able to recreate. Well, Pickle did buy something. I don't know if it was like the actual stuff they used. You regret saying... No, this was Brenty. Brenty started this. This is Brenty's fault. This is Brenty's fault. Okay, well, a 12 by 17 won't fit in our toaster oven, so we're gonna have to use a smaller pan. Oh yeah, we need to reset the sound on this. Yeah, this is Brenty's fault. Everything was turned off in our house when Pickle was trying to find the correct breaker. I mean, I can tell you guys a story. He did find it. It took him hours. A daughter comment. One time, I was just telling Pickle about this story. I haven't brought it up in a long time. I don't think I've ever told you guys this. One time, this guy walked me home, and I was like pretty drunk. And I let him into my apartment, which was like a mistake, obviously. And I'm like, do not feel well. Like, I'm gonna be ill. And I'm laying on the couch, and the next thing I remember is he like literally just drops his pants and has a boner. But he has like the tiniest, it was like a needle dick. And he just like literally, there was nothing indicating that anything was gonna happen between us. There was no indication other than the fact that I let him walk me home. And I was like, get the fuck out of my apartment right now. And I still remember vividly, his dick is like burned into my mind. So like, don't send me a dick pic. Don't ever send me anything because I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. And like, he friended me, or he like wanted to be a connection on LinkedIn. And so like, all I see is his dick. Like, I see his face, his little like professional photo, and I'm just like, dude, come on, really? So there was no dick sucking, but he went for it, and unforgettable. I did not strike his dick. I did not, but I still remember it. Because it was shocking. It was shocking because I was like not prepared. Like in my mind, there was literally no indication. It was I probably would have missed, honestly. Especially being that drunk. Like, how does a walk home even translate? Like, no. No. And, like, I really didn't need him to walk me home. Like, I would have been fine. I would have been better, actually. So this is like an anti blowjob story. The audacity to just whip it out. Oh my God. There's no preamble. There is nothing. I still think, I'm like, what is, God, that was so weird. Anyways. It wasn't at a movie theater. I hope I didn't cut this too short. Okay. And say you slept. Did I sleep on the side of the road? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've slept on the side of the road. Manscape and change the optic. Hopefully. Well, hopefully he just has learned his lesson and just isn't whipping his dick out. It was like the equivalent of like a streaker, or like, you know how people will like just like whip their dicks out. There's been a lot of stories. I mean, there's definitely been times where I've gotten lost, for sure. Where I thought the building next to mine was my apartment and it wasn't. But I eventually decided that the elevator didn't go up to the 14th floor because there weren't 14 floors in that building. There was only like 4. I got there eventually. Okay, so I am folding in the cheese. Just like in Schitt's Creek. Those damn dick whips. Yeah, I didn't need him to walk me home that day. Is this an American Idol song? I need to turn up my music. Should I skip it? Should I skip it, Pickle? Is it giving you flashback? I'm interested because this playlist has so many songs. Almost 500 songs. It's the biggest playlist I've seen. Me, Brenty. I can't believe it's still on. Pickle and I were talking about this like maybe a month ago. How there was like, remember they're like, the last season of American Idol. The last season. And then it just like kept going. And you're like, I thought this was it. And then they like brought it back. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know who the fuck is watching it either. I hope none of you are watching American Idol. I mean, to be fair, we watch The Bachelor franchise. So like, I don't know how much I can talk. But like, oh, we did watch The Voice. I'm going to skip this song. I'm skipping this one too. Okay, we pour this in. I definitely watched American Idol like with my parents. But when we watched The Voice, we also watched Survivor. Dude, Survivor is so good, you guys. The betrayal, it's so fucking good. It's so interesting. Like, it's very interesting, actually. They've had more, like, a more diverse cast. Like, last year, they had a lady She was like a Paralympic athlete. She didn't have a leg. And like sometimes her like leg, like her prosthetic would get like fucking caught. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Lemon, thank you for the raid. How are you doing today? Upgrade my stream? Never. This is as upgraded as we get. This is actually a downgrade. I'm downgrading my stream. I still don't have the overhead cam, but I think we're like a little more set up today in the kitchen. I'm good. We're talking about American Idol and like classic shows. Like, how is American Idol on? And I'm just like pouring out the roulade to bake it. Welcome in, everybody. I don't bake that often, but I have been in the kitchen. Like, it was just 2 weeks ago that I was doing a baking stream, but this is for Pickle's birthday. So we're doing a mango coconut roulade, and then we're doing a strawberry ice cream, and it's dairy-free. It's technically vegan and gluten-free, so like vegan but eggs. Because Pickle can't have dairy and I can't have gluten, so okay. I need to scroll. Unfocused in IA. Thank you for following. Kelly Clarkson's daytime show, really? These sketches. It's not real. Nothing's real. Dude, flipbooks are fucking cool though. Like, flipbooks are really cool. I wish I had the patience to make one, but instead I'll just watch videos. No, but Pickle and I watch Survivor, and it's so good. Like, literally, people, like, form alliances. Like, it was pretty good with the lady that didn't have a leg, because there were some challenges that were really hard for her because she was missing a leg. So, like to balance on things were, like, really hard for her. But, like, literally everybody else would, like, stop and help her. They would help her. Which is amazing. Pickles? Yeah, Pickle is my husband. And the Amazon wishlist input snap bracelets. Dude, no, Bumpets are back in. Ooh, Chinese food, chow mein and wonton soup. Yeah, Pickle Productions. He's also the stream producer. So if you have any quality, if you think the quality is low, that's because of Pickle. If you think the quality is great, that's also because of Pickle. Corpse Bride. Okay, I couldn't read that name. Thank you for following. Does that mean you're a Tim Burton fan? Or is that a different reference? Okay, I need to get this in the oven. 18 to 22 minutes. Yeah, we also bake out of our toaster oven exclusively because we haven't had an oven since we moved into this house. Well, it worked for a while, but it doesn't work anymore. It just like leaks gas all over the house. So everything goes in the toaster oven. I'm gonna say this needs the full 20 minutes. You love Tim Burton? Me too. I'm gonna do 20 minutes because our pan is not as big as it's supposed to be, I think. Yeah, so we do everything out of the toaster oven. I've cooked entire Thanksgiving meals out of there. Okay, so the cake is going. The Wednesday series. Yes, on Netflix. That was good. It does. It is like I don't know. So we have a lot of gas. Like our dryer runs on gas. Um, so the oven is gas. It's like a Roper brand. I think it's from the 50s, at least, like when this house was built. I don't know. Anyways, they like I think it like doesn't turn on and basically yeah, the entire house would smell pretty bad. And so I think there must be like a leak somewhere. There was a leak under here, under our stove too. Like we basically bought the house and we were like, oh, I smell gas. And there was a gas leak. And we tried to get, this is actually when we first started going off script and not getting permits for things. We wanted to get like a, I don't even know who you call, like a plumber, a gas person, a gas fitter, I guess maybe they're called. So we try to get a gas fitter out here. We're like, hey, we have a gas leak. And they're like, yeah, we can come by in like a week or two. And we're like, I don't know. This seems like a little more urgent than a week or two. Like I literally have gas in my house. And so Pickle's brother, before I was banned from their property, before the falling out, he came over and helped us. And we went to like the hardware store and we replaced it ourselves. And no more gas leak. So that was successful. But the thing is the oven is like in the wall, like the stuff to access that. So now we just don't use the oven. And actually, when we redo the kitchen, I don't want to do a gas oven. I don't really like them. We lived in Brazil for a while and had a gas oven there. I was not a fan. I just don't like the heat it gives. It's like very uneven. Okay, I don't really want to do the dishes. Okay. So I'm just gonna like let the kitchen get really dirty. Okay, so now we need to figure out what we're gonna do for the filling. I said I was gonna do mango for the filling, but I didn't look up like I was basically gonna make like a mango coulis. The new convection gas ovens are great. You have gas? I always have gas. The old ones are the worst. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Yeah. I don't know. I still sort of want electric. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look into it more. Okay. So the cake basically bakes, and then once it's done, then we roll it, and we have to let it cool. Playing with my mangoes. Dude, these are the best mangoes, though. These ones. I didn't even know these existed. So, like, I'm from Wisconsin. We probably have these once in a while. I feel like it was pretty hard to get regular. By regular, I mean, like, the red and green ones. And then we moved to Los Angeles. Los Angeles has a shit ton of mangoes. Like, that was like getting access to the tropical fruit. Like, you definitely had more access in Los Angeles compared to the Midwest. So I discovered these mangoes and was like, holy shit, they're so good. They changed the name of them to what? To champagne. I have 3 mangoes. Just eating cheese and butter. True. Oh, no, honey mangoes. Really? That's not, they actually start with an A, right? You like gas ranges as long as they're in good repair and well maintained. Uneven heat is usually because problems with the hardware. Also, thank you, Corpse Bride. I do get compliments on the kitchen, and I don't know if people are just making fun of me. We bought this house from like grandparents. This is a grandparents' house, and so it does feel like cozy. It has like some cozy vibes. You'll get induction for the stove. Yeah, we were like discussing that. So add I don't know how to say it. It's too hard. I'm so American. Daughter's like, you're the problem. I'm the problem. Ah. It is true though. It is hard to say. Don't blame me. I didn't even have access to these. We really like the kitchen. I know. I believe that Brenty likes the kitchen because Brenty is very into vintage. But yeah, it is cozy. The whole house was very cozy. But then you peel back the layers and it's just like trash underneath. The new induction tops have the new features to set a specific Fahrenheit value are pretty hot. Unintended. Okay, this is what I would like. In an ideal world, Pickle said the thing with induction is you can hear, like the clicking noise with the induction. So I've never experienced induction. And so Pickle knows that like I have pretty good hearing. Pickle can't hear at all, really. So, like Pickle probably can't even hear it. But he was like, it might bother me to hear it. Like it might drive me crazy. So that actually could be a problem. Like I would need to try it before committing. But if it doesn't bother me, I still would want like one gas. I want like one gas eye so I can like make s'mores inside. And what if I need to like roast a pepper? You know, like you like burn it and then like peel the skin off. Countercultural problem with new fruit names when I cross the border. The U.S. agriculture people don't know what a clementine was because y'all call them cuties. Oh yeah, a blowtorch. Oh yeah, that would work. That would work. But I predict for the future, rich people will have both. Sort of like how rich people have like they'll have like 5 burners and then they'll have like the thing in the middle for I don't know what they do with it. Like the flat part. Clearly it's a different bracket than I'm in. I went on a vacation home and I lit the pie light. It blew up in my face. That is scary though. I don't peel my oranges. I don't call clementines cuties though. To me, cuties is like a name brand. That's like the brand, right? That's like a marketing thing. Yeah, like Cuties is a brand of clementines. Toast tomatoes and peppers under the broiler. Okay, well, when we get an oven, I sometimes forget about, I literally forget about ovens. Like I forget they exist. Literally. Because we haven't had one in like 3 years. So I just forget. I don't know. Are they tangerines? I don't know. On the stove, you can only do a few. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the 1 burner induction. Yeah, that's what I would need. So when we redo the kitchen, that would be a good test. Because when we're going to redo the kitchen ourselves. So that means, it's going to take forever. So that means we're gonna have to set up a second kitchen somewhere. And we'll probably just do induction, right? That makes the most sense. So, yeah, I think Cuties is the brand. Pickle loves this song. But he didn't, Pickle didn't know of this song. This is the song, right, Pickle? There's a song that Pickle didn't know until like 2 years ago. Thank you for coming in with the raid. Around. Yeah, Under the Broiler for sure. You know this song? Oh, My Boo with Usher. Yes, that's true. Pickle does love Alicia Keys, but he didn't know that Alicia Keys song. How should I actually cut this off the skin? Did I fuck this up? I only ever cut mangoes to eat them. I've never like cooked with a mango. I just eat them raw. I think, daughter, weren't you saying that you never cook with mangoes? Because I was going to make a coulis. I know. I'm terrible. This is Kelly Rowland. I only know that because I looked at the Spotify. Because they sound the same to me. And mango, coulis. I didn't even check what I was going to do. Do we have lemon? Mango, lime, sugar. Okay, that seems pretty good. Although I don't think we have a lime. Sometimes I think all these fucking blogs just copy each other. You know what I mean? Where's the recipe? Oh, here it is. 2 mangoes, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of lemon lime juice. And Alicia Keys cake. Wait, so how should I cut this out? So usually what we do, wait, let me show you how we normally eat a mango. I don't know if this is common knowledge. This is how Pickle taught me to cut a mango. Because I actually didn't have a mango until I met Pickle. So it gets worse. Not only did I not know that there are multiple types of mangoes, I don't think I'd ever eaten a mango before I met Pickle. I'm just gonna like cut these off of here then, I guess, all these little squares. Peel it first or scoop it. So then you like score it. And then you pop it out. First read the 4-page story on how they learned to love the recipe. I know, and it's like always the same recipe. You pop it out when you That was an amazing comment. This actually looks like a really good mango, and I want to eat it right now. And then Pickle usually goes back and gets the like scraps off of this. But I think I'm just gonna like, I had a cake with Christian Bale's face on it once and had a movie night with 5 friends back in college. But you couldn't eat a slice with his face? Wait, really? I feel like I'd go for the face first. But remember, today I woke up and chose violence. So, like, I might have a different answer, like, tomorrow. You know? I think this will work. I feel like I don't trust myself to peel the skin off without, like, losing a lot of the flesh on accident. This is a classic. I remember they would play this at our school dances. Okay, so I went to private school. And so a lot of songs were not allowed to be played at the dances. It was very sad. But not the eyes or mouth or ears. Okay, this cake smells really good. I like that I'm opening it to let all the heat out. This seems like a pretty effective way of getting it off without wasting any. But I was dating somebody who went to the public schools, and I also had a friend who went to the public schools, and their dances were much better. So, like, I would go to my lame private schools dance, but the real party was the public school dances. And also, there was more than like 50 kids there. I know, I do too, Suzanne. Pickle bought a lot, which was good. So actually, my hometown, I'm from Racine, we had like a crazy prom. Like, our prom is basically you go to your respective school's prom first, okay? And then after that is over, everybody goes to like a mega prom. And there's like 10 high schools and it's televised. And they like set up stands and it's like a parade. So like people all rent like crazy shit. Like people rent like literally like not fire trucks. I feel like school buses. I literally think people would go in like obviously limos, stuff like that. And like the procession basically would take like forever. So I went to a private school. So that was like the one time my private school came in handy because we were first in line. Because I think it was alphabetical. And so we were like in the beginning. So if you were at the end, it would take forever because there was like a red carpet. And then you went to this like giant, I think it was like at like the downtown festival hall or something. And they had I think they had a bouncy castle. They had one of those things where you like fight each other on the thing at TwitchCon where the woman broke her back, one of those. Except like it was set up correctly so people didn't die. It was pretty fun. And the thing is it went to like 4 a.m. Like it's not like it ended early. So it was an all night thing. It was quite cool. Upstate New York, I went to my boyfriend's Jersey City. It was awesome. We went clubbing in New York City after. Okay, that sounds fun. You didn't go to prom, daughter? Prom was fun. At my high school, we would have to leave room for Jesus. Yes. They were like very strict. So what everybody did for us is we went up to the Wisconsin Dells, and then like basically after prom, like the night after, either the night or the morning after, I don't remember when we went. Everyone went up to the Dells, rented rooms, and basically continued to party, and I was very lame. I actually did not drink at all in high school, ever. And so it was actually really funny because people were like, you guys are so lame. Like, we went like mini golfing. We went mini golfing, went and got pizza. We went to the fucking water park. We did all of that. And meanwhile, everyone's like sort of making fun of us because we're like the lame room of people. But the hotel staff like busted everybody for underage drinking, and kicked them out. And so everyone had to leave their room besides us. And we were like, suck a bag of dicks. And we went mini golfing. So, I mean, hello. Hello. sort of have to pee. I feel like sometimes I undercook these. Pulls away from the side. I don't know if this is pulling away from the side. I mean, it is a little bit. I feel like it's done. What time is it? It's already 4. Pickle, when do you want to churn the ice cream? Oh yeah, I think this is done. Sup, Trap? We left room for Jesus because he was such a good guy. That's true. I did remember my prom. You had an after prom casino night? That sounds fun. Have fun at work, Subtropical. Cake. Yes, I'm making a strawberry. Well, it's already in the fridge. I didn't want to have like a 12-hour stream. You didn't go to prom? You and daughter didn't go to prom? You guys should go together somehow. I'm setting you guys up, okay? For a prom date. Not optional. Do over, yeah. It can be your first prom. You have to get each other like the corsages though. The boutonniere and corsage. I feel like that's like a big component. Oh my god, and then we can go dress shopping. How fun. I like how I'm like doing this for myself. I'm like, this sounds great for me. You went to your brother's prom? I only went to prom once. Maybe we should have a prom at Random Con. Okay, that would be fun. Yeah, you cannot forget the corsage. I feel like for some reason, that was like a big deal. Like your corsage and the boutonniere. Like I remember spending an inordinate amount of time on like figuring out the color scheme and like being like, well, I hope he gets me a nice one. You know? These mangoes are so good. The pajama party afterwards. Oh my god. TwitchCon should actually have a prom. I feel like I don't really understand what people do at TwitchCon. Okay, the cake is hot and we need to roll it. We need to roll it. So I am supposed to dust the top of the cake with powdered sugar and then put a towel over it and then flip it. Followed by mandatory nap. Yes. Yeah, you gotta get it to match her dress for sure. Dude, Red Syrup knows. What a great date Red Syrup would be. I feel like some guys sort of sucked about getting the corsages and boutonnieres. I guess for the girl, it's the corsage, right? Pickle still has his boutonniere from our wedding. How much easier it is to stream when they're at home with all their gear. Are you being serious? If there was a TwitchCon prom, I might be more inclined to go. Just so I can dress up. Okay, I sort of hate this song though. Neck. Skip. You want to take your dog? Okay, but that would be super cute. Press flowers. Okay, well, Pickle didn't. Okay, Lemon. That sounds like a real thing to do. Pickle just has it, and it's just crusty and full of cat hair. sitting on his nightstand. And I sometimes vacuum it. I actually might have had to throw it away recently because I think it fell. I didn't keep any of my flowers from my bouquet either. Yeah, lemon sounds like a real carrot. I didn't even get my dress. My dress is still just sitting in the closet. You know, they're like, oh, you need to do something with your dress. You need to preserve your dress. I didn't do anything with my dress. It's literally just in my closet. A dog prom would be fun. You have older sisters, so then your mom guided you. Yeah, but I still feel like some guys would just be like, whatever, man, it doesn't matter. Okay, I need to roll this. And put a second baking sheet over, and then I need to grab everything and flip it. Oh, stressful, stressful. I sort of want to do this one. I feel like crusty and full of cat hair is like my life. Am I going to burn my hand? Probably not. Okay, the linen really insulated that. So silly. What are we going to do with it? Make someone else wear it? He's sad about trying to fit. I know. I think like my grandma tried to give me her wedding dress to sew something with it. But I think it was like all synthetic. I mean, mine is too. But I don't really wear synthetics that much. So I passed on it. But yeah, I definitely don't fit. I remember, I think it was like a size 2 or something. And they were like, we could take it in a little more. And it had like an internal corset. Like most like formal dresses have like an internal boning system at least. So it wasn't like a true corset. And they're like, we could take this in a little more. And I had to change out of that fucking dress after I ate. Because I was like, I cannot breathe. It was way too tight. I mean, it was great when you were standing. It was bad when you were sitting. And then trying to eat and being like, I also need to breathe. Roll it up. Okay, I'm supposed to roll it. We're going to see how cracked this is going to be. I think you guys can sort of see, right? I can do the... People I went to school with kids, and the boys are wearing jeans? Dude, that would not fly. I don't know if this should be on the inside. Wait, is this the way I should roll it? No. What am I doing? I should roll it this way. Right? Right? We started letting people. They did. I actually, at the wedding, I had somebody stand. We were taking photos. And I literally was like, I need somebody to stand there with a tray of appetizers. So they came over with like the, oh fuck, I cracked it. God damn it. Half of this is going to be cracked. It just like split here, now that you guys can see it. Poop. This other end looks real nice and tight, but this end is cracked. Yeah, I don't know. There. Okay. Sad. Okay, well, that's not going to be the picture end. I don't even own a pair of jeans. Yeah, people always wear suits or tuxes, I feel like. But yeah, no, I had somebody stand there with an entire tray of like whipped salmon on cucumber for me to eat while we were taking photos. I don't own jeans. I don't. Hi, Baldermoon. I literally don't own a single pair. You learn you don't prefer this method? Wait, what do you do? This is also gluten-free, so it's probably even more fragile. I haven't done a rolled cake in forever. I am going to sew a pair of jeans, I decided. Also, do overalls count? You let it cool all the way? Really? That's against the rules of the cookbooks. Maybe I'll like try it next time though. You're making a second point. Overalls are different. The problem with jeans, I don't know how you guys feel about these little like nubbies in here. Like sometimes there's like holes in the mango. I don't like them. Jesus Christ, I almost knocked my water bottle down. Yeah, there's a pretty big crack there. I mean, it's just like hard to roll such a long log. It's almost like you need a second pair of hands to do it. You know what I mean? I feel like that would make it easier. Have like even pressure on it the whole time. But now that bell bottoms, do people call them bell bottoms? Now that flared jeans are becoming more of a thing, I think I am willing to make a pair of jeans. But I don't really want to spend the time right now on that. I don't really have the time. The problem is I can't really buy pants. I mean, these don't even stay up on me. My body is like too cylindrical. And well, too cylindrical for the standard whatever they use. The standard fit model. Stiff pants are hate crimes against the fluctuating femme body. It's true. You know what I saw on TikTok and I was like, ugh, why is our fashion the way it is? It was basically like a historical skirt, and on the inside, right, because they didn't have elastic, on the inside there was like ties. So you would tie the inside and then the top would like wrap over it so you wouldn't see that there were ties. So that way, if you were like bigger or smaller, you would just tie it looser. Like it was just like laced up. And I was like, holy shit. That's amazing. But then you still like avoided having like the elastic look. Because like most of my stuff, I will put elastic on it. So I feel like I need more mangoes. Right? Like I don't think this is enough. That's Layla. She apparently put her butthole on Pickle's contact lens case while it was open. She apparently Pickle this morning put his contacts in, and Layla jumped on the counter and sat down on top of his contact case. So So thankfully we have more contact cases, but yeah, he reported that to me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I feel like Pickle's gonna want more mango. I'm gonna do the third mango. You have your no notes, good kitty. She's silly. Um, but yeah, so like I like the idea of jeans, but I don't like I'll make a pair, but that still doesn't solve like, changing. I don't really change shape, thankfully, but I know some people do like change a lot. Just like through their cycle or whatever. Like that sucks. So that's at least one thing I don't have to worry about, which is excellent. But then what you do is you basically get, I mean, if you sew, if you don't sew, I guess you just have a lot of clothes. I mean, if you sew, you'd basically have two different sets of pattern pieces. Like you would have like a smaller and a larger one or whatever. But I'm just convinced clothing like 100 years ago was actually meant to last. If you were wearing overalls, you wouldn't have to worry about the waist fitting. Yeah, that is true. Overalls I can do. I don't own any though. Overalls I could do 100%. I just like maybe I should get a pair. Pickle wants some overalls now. You have less of a problem now that I've canceled my monthly fluid delivery. Wait, what does that mean? I mean, you don't have to elaborate. I feel like I got close to the seed on this one. Yeah, I feel like I need a farm and barn, a farm and fleet. Go get some overalls. Is that bad that that's the only place I think of getting overalls from? We don't even have farm and fleet here or a farm and barn. We only have, or like Fleet Farm, I think it's called. It's called Fleet Farm or Farm and Fleet. Basically, it's two brothers and they hate each other. So they split the company. Oh, monthly? Oh, yes. Okay. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I think I'm just so like used to talking about everything personally like that. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm on my period, guys. But I've never thought about it as a fluid delivery. I usually think of it as a fluid what's the opposite of delivery? Like a pickup. A jettison. Yeah, like I feel like the problem for me is like a fluid delivery makes me think of like an IV, right? It makes me think of like, oh, like are you like getting IVs or like something like that. I'm thinking of specifically Gwyneth Paltrow getting like all of her vitamins and minerals through her IVs instead of through food. Yeah, a monthly evacuation. Yeah. A yeeting. Yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, I was thinking more of like IV. Yes, the evacuation. You canceled it. I still feel like my body doesn't change that much. It's pretty interesting, actually. Eat from oot to thatch. Okay, Baldermoon. Yeah, I need it. Maybe I should invest in a pair of overalls. But I feel like also if I have overalls, I want to farm. Well, I already want to farm. I feel like overalls are very farm life type of thing. I like dresses a lot. Actually, I'm